everyone, this is Zeeshan Shah and welcome to Zinteractive. I have brought a good news for you all. We are going to cover now ZBrush. So yes, we are starting a new exciting series all about ZBrush. Over the time, ZBrush has become one of the most favorite tools of the industry, whether it is gaming industry, filmmaking industry, visual effects industry, or 3D printing industry. So the good news is that I will be covering all these areas in this tutorial, starting from the beginning level to the intermediate and then going to the advanced level. So everything I will be covering in the whole details. So it will be very hard to put all these videos together in one chapter. So what I did is that I have divided this series into different chapters, and all those chapters are divided into different lessons. So we are going to start now with ZBrush. So the first thing that we are going to start is the first chapter, which is about the introduction. Obviously, whenever any first-time user opens the ZBrush and looks at the interface for the first time, they are usually overwhelmed because the interface is so unique and they are often confused. Yeah, just like that. So let's dig in and go through the chapter 1 and discover what is ZBrush and how it actually works.
Now let's see what happens when you start ZBrush for the first time. ZBrush is a very powerful software. However, if you are working on it for the first time, it can be very frustrating because sometimes what happens when you open the interface, it's quite overwhelming for the first users and you might get confused like how I can start it, where to start and these kind of things. For example, importing or creating files is the first thing that will confuse you because it's quite different than some other applications here. Other thing is that whenever you will start ZBrush for the first time, you will see this option, this panel open. What is this basically? This is Lightbox. Lightbox usually holds different project files that you can work on if you don't have your own project file and you want to practice on, which we will do in this course. Also, there are tools. So there is there is a quite difference between project and tool, which we will go through in this course. There are brushes, textures, all we will go through with this in this course. Now, if you don't want to see this when you open it up, because it like covers the whole space over here. So how you can uh, kind of hide it? Simple, what you need to do is that you have to just press this Lightbox button, or if it is open, you can press comma key on your keyboard and that will hide it for you. Okay, so this is how you can hide this Lightbox with two different ways. Okay, and one thing is that once you will hide it, obviously anyone who opens the ZBrush for the first time, whenever he have a document window over here, a blank screen over here, like a project viewport over here, he will just start working on it. And when you will start, you will notice that some strange painting effects are being, drawn on the screen. What is this basically? This is a 2D drawing mode over here, because ZBrush was originally a 2D painting tool. Then later on the 3D was included, and then later on some more options were included, and sooner it became one of the most powerful tool for sculpting. Now, here what you need to do is that if you will do something like this and you want to go back to a normal mode, or you want to refresh the screen, you can just press Ctrl N on your keyboard, N for new, which will remove that part. Okay. However, it's not like the right way to do that. To start over again, or you can say a fresh start, you just have to go to this document option on the top. You just click over here And then what you need to do is that you have to just create a new document by pressing this button. When you will do that, it will ask you, do you want to save your existing document? So I don't want to save my existing document. I will just press no here. And then I will have my whole fresh new start. Now, once you have this whole screen over here completely empty and you want to start, you can start appending primitive by clicking and dragging. Okay, how you can find them? You can find them here. Okay, you can click over here and then you can click one more. It will give you the whole option over here. You can click here, and then after that it will show you some more options here. Now you can choose either you want this same cylinder that you were trying to bring it up, or any other thing except for instead of this. So once you do that, you have to click and, as I said, drag on your screen. And once you will do that, it will draw that primitive on your screen over here. And once you are ready and you want to work on it and you want to start, you cannot just click again and start working, because what it will do is that it will start making the primitives as many as you will be just clicking and dragging. Okay, now this can be undo by pressing Ctrl Z. But once you are done, you just don't have to start working on it. You have to go to the edit mode. Okay, and once you are in the edit mode, then you will be able to work on it. So right now I cannot do that because I just clicked and dragged. So what I have to do, I have to go back to my document again, click on the new document and draw whatever I want. And then you can see the edit is now activated, unlike before. Now if I will press it, I'm able to work on my primitive as I want. Okay, so this is the best way to do it. And if you want to work and practice, what I prefer is that you have to just let me make a new document window here. It's better to go to the Lightbox, and then you can go to the tools and choose any one of these from here. Click on it, press the comma key to hide it. Okay, oops, I think you have to double click on it, and once you double click it, you will see that it's here. That means you are in this mode now. If I will press comma key and draw, so it will draw that one. So make sure you double click on it to get this. Now you can press edit and you can move around and you will be able to work on this too. So I prefer this because, making primitive like these simple ones will not give you more options to work on. They are very simple and you will not see the effect that you're looking for. So I hope you have understood now how you can start fresh with the Pixologic ZBrush. Thanks a lot everyone for joining my course and following up with me. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, so please subscribe to my channel. Also click on the bell icon so you can get the daily notifications. And I will really appreciate if you will watch all my videos online without downloading them, because I need all those watch time hours. Please just support me. Keep on sharing my videos with your friends. Ask them also to subscribe, because I will be coming up with a lot of new great tutorials and full courses. Also, don't forget to watch my online live streams and watch the introductory video of the live stream. You can also click on this icon on the top right corner where you can find my live stream introductory video, where I have explained about all my schedule that will be working on my live streams basically. Okay guys, so take care and see you in the next topic or in the next chapter. So by the time, take care and keep subscribing, keep watching, and keep ZBrushing.